8 months ago, I made a Geometry Dash series called Remaking Extreme Demons as 2 stars. And the first part was pretty good actually. The second part was not as good. The third part was a bit better than that. And then the fourth part was this. So today I'm going to do another series where I remake Extreme Demons as 2 stars, but actually make it rate worthy this time so I can release the level. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so the way this series is going to work is I'm going to be remaking 6 levels in total. The first 5 are going to be on this wheel right here, and the final one is a mystery level that I have picked out myself that will only be revealed at the very end. Anyway, let's spin to decide what the first level will be. And there we have it. The first level I'll be remaking is Silent Clubstep. Let's get into it. Okay, right, so I've figured out the song I'm using. I'm going to be using Rat River by Lem Kuja. It's also the song for Rivers of Nazareth, and I've been looking to use it for something, so this is the perfect opportunity. Okay, so now I'm just going to quickly make the gameplay to the song, so let's get into the time lapse. Okay, I think I really cooked with this gameplay. I'm just going to quickly do a showcase of this, and then we can start decorating the part. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play an auto version of Silent Clubstep, just to kind of see what it looks like, and to get a feel for the decoration. Right, so I'm going to do this first part. Okay, and it starts like really dark, and then when you do the first jump, it lights up. And then there's obviously the orb spam and this. So that's what I'll be remaking, I think. Just like this first like sort of partish thing, I guess. And hopefully it'll look pretty decent. I've already made the gameplay as well, so I won't be like remaking the duel and stuff, because as well, like duels in easies are not very common. But yeah, I think this will be pretty good. Right, so the first thing I did was make everything black, and now I'm just going to put the colour back on so that the background like comes back to life, I guess, and everything comes back to life. Also, I'm going to make some edits to the gameplay because I do want to preserve like the Clubstep monster thing. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to like keep that there, and I don't know what I'll do next. This can probably just be like moved down, as well as this thing, and then that should be fine. Okay, yeah, that's good. I can put the coin back up, so the coin you still jump over and then get it rather than just hit the pad. And then there can be like a pad here, just so it's like not impossible, especially meant to be an easy as well. Okay, yep, there we go. That's just exactly the same now. So now what I can do is get to work on decorating. I need to make a spike design. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a brighter colour on the inside, and then like a darker colour on the outside. Let's see how that looks. Okay, it doesn't look the best. In Silent Clubstep, it was like really dark on the inside and like brighter on the outside. So I'll probably just kind of tone this one down and keep this up. I also want it to like match the colour of the ground as well. Like, there we go. And this one can be really dark. Yeah, like that. Okay, I've got a good idea. I'm going to go to this glow tab here, and I'm going to get one of those like fading lines, because usually these things look fire. So the way I make my ones is I get 2 fading lines, so kind of like fading off like that. Put it on color 3, or just like any blending color. Then the glow like brightness can be scaled down to 0.5. And look at that, that's pretty good. I am going to like tone this down a bit though. There we go, that's kind of exactly what I was looking for right there. Okay, now I can, I don't know, like put it just on the spike. That kind of looks cool actually, if I like. Okay, anyway, let's link this up and put this down here. Oh yeah, it looks awesome, wow. The way it just kind of fades in, that looks really good, yes. Okay, so now I need to kind of build up the Clubstep monster. So I'm going to take like these sort of dark spikes firstly. And, you know, recreate the famous quadruple spike. Okay, yeah, there we go. We've recreated that like quadruple spike. And now it's time for the actual design. So to start off, I'm going to go to this tab. And I'm just going to build like an outline for the monster. And then later we can fill it in. Okay, I've got some of the teeth on here. As you can see, I'm going to make these line objects, I don't know, color 3, to fit the theme of the spike. Actually, color 2 looks better. I meant color 2, I think. Yeah, oh, it looks so cool when it all fades on. Okay, and now I need to make this guy angry, so I'm just going to put like one of these in here. Yeah, there we go, that's cool. Anyway, I'm going to move this guy away just so I can actually, you know, build something onto him. So the first thing I need to do is put down a base block design. And I think for that, I am going to use these. They look a bit out of place right now, but if I just like lower the brightness, it'll look fine. Okay, I'm going to delete all this stuff. It just has too many weird issues, and I'm just going to use the regular base blocks. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's much easier. Okay, so now I've got that down. And what I'm going to do is I'm firstly going to massively lower the brightness on this. Probably going to go to about 0.20. So then I can put these bricks over it. Okay, there we go. I've got that all in. The only thing that's left now is the eyes, because I want to do something special here. So for the eyes, I'm going to use this like connector thingamajig. Put them on T1. And I think that looks fine actually. I can then copy paste, switch it over and put it onto this one. Okay, now in the eyes, I can probably put this like shine thing. Okay, now I'm going to take like a piece of glow and put it in the eyes. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty cool. I've even got this kind of like glow thing in the eyes just to make it even look more menacing. So now I'm just going to take this big glow here and then just make it like a low opacity version, just going over the whole eye. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this glow here. I'm just going to put it on the edge. Also, a tip I have for creating, always do these corner things. Like, don't ever skip them, because otherwise it will make your glow designs look kind of weird. Like, you can see that it looks weird, but when I put this in, it looks completely fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more detail to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the glow tab again, and I'm just going to look for those like connected things here, these ones, and then I can just put these in the monster. Okay, that looks super cool. I really like this design. I'm just going to add a few more things, like, I don't know, these wavy lines. Now, I'm also going to take one of these sort of blocks, put them one layer below this one here, and then make them completely black, like that. Just to kind of add sort of a design variation to it. And also, you can kind of see here, it looks really weird without the corners. So again, following the last creator tip, always put in the corners, because otherwise it just looks really off. Okay, I'm also going to take some of these like glow laser things, and I'm going to move it over here, and for this one, I'm going to like chop it in half, just so I have this. Then I'm going to rotate it back, link it, and then kind of stretch it out like this. And then I can just put these in the design, because I think that'll look really cool. Okay, I've actually decided instead that I'm going to put it like on the lines of these blocks. So as you can see, there's kind of like a line here. If I scale this back to like 2, maybe even a bit thinner, and then just kind of warp this down a bit, then put it in the center and it should look good. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I might just up the brightness a bit, put it on maybe 8, and yeah, that looks really good. Wow. So now I'm just going to put this on all the other sides as well. Okay, there we go. I think that's the finished design. Now I can kind of use this whole like design thing if I press show hitboxes for all the other designs in the level as well. Okay, so this design right here looks a bit boring, so I'm also going to add a bunch of these little glows into the thingamajigs as well, just to give it sort of, you know, a nicer sort of vibe, and make it feel just a bit less empty. Okay, there we go, that looks pretty good. As they say, less is more, so I'm not going to try and spam too many designs into this one thing. I am, however, going to add these little glowing lines, because they look sick. Okay, there we go, that's it done. I can now move this back into its original spot above the spikes. Okay, now I'm just going to copy and paste this design along and put it like by these pads, for example. Okay, so I've done all the block designs and I even added these slopes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put little blocks on these things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to editor layer 1 and then I'm just going to take one of these corners here. Now this is already a pretty good start, so what I'm going to do first though is remove this. Then I need to take this object, copy the values, then paste state, paste color, and delete this original one here. And also I need to shift this into place. Then I can take this block and do the same. Okay, there we go, and that's it. Now I can turn on link controls, link this so it's just like one object. Then I can add it to my custom objects and just place it under here. I can also like use this as like a spike block. So if I take one of these spikes and put it underneath, then that can be linked together if I align the spike properly. And then this can be just kind of like a cool decoration thing. So I'm going to put this on group 11. And then up here, I'm going to place an area move trigger, which over 100, it moves -10 and with an ease in out. And then it moves into the player like that. Now time to add this around the part. You can also add the moving group 11 onto these guys, just so it kind of looks better, I guess. Like look, if I just take all of these, not the portal though, and then these can just go on group 11, that should be fine. Okay, yeah, there we go, that looks good. The only thing is this needs to be stretched out a bit more. Okay, there we go, I've got these spike things in. I'm now going to make some saws. So the first thing I'm going to do with these saws is I already have kind of like a base saw thing just in this block for a bit of extra decoration. So I'm just going to already like take this and move this out and see what I can work with here. Okay, there we go, I've got the saws in. I'm now going to add some air deco, such as arrows. So for these arrows, I'm going to go for my signature arrows, which is basically one of these like corner objects here, rotated 45, scaled up then on a blending color. Now after this, I can turn down the brightness a bit to, I don't know, 0.4. Yeah, there we go. And now I can just kind of scale down a little one, put it at the end, on a lower saturation. There we go. Now after some glow, this should look pretty good. Okay, yeah, that looks great. I'm going to put this around the part. Also, I might do one more thing. I might add one of these saw things around it, just to make it look a bit more complete. So, put this on probably a 40 rotation. There we go. Then put this on number 3 with low opacity. Now I can link it, put it in my custom objects, and then put it around the part. Okay, there we go. That air deco looks pretty good. I'm now going to make a bunch of smaller ones to also just fill in more space. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of these and copy and paste it upwards. Now I can unlink it all and take these arrows here with the glow and all, and I can just move this along, and I can delete this old one now. Okay, then I can scale this down to the smallest part, and then I can kind of just edit some things about it, and then make this a bit darker, maybe 0.2. This as well, 0.2, and this thing just also a bit lower. Okay, and now I can go to the saw tab and take one of these smaller ones and put this on -40, and this can also rotate around it. There we go, now time for copy and paste. Okay, there we go, I've added all the little ones, and it 100% fills in more space. I think I can get to work now on a background. So the first thing I'm going to do for this background is I'm not going to make it too complicated. I'm going to keep it simple. So I'll probably just take some random old texture. For example, one of these pillars right here. And then I can just make like a really long pillar like this. Okay, this probably won't go well in the background, but it does look cool behind these blocks like this. So I'm going to put it there and then I'm going to find a different block for the background. Okay, there we go. I've added all of the background things, and it definitely looks much better than being like a background pillar. Instead, I might just use like one of these textures over here, just to kind of make a cool pillar. I don't know, like one of these. Okay, I can link this all, put this on layer 3, and give this a moving group 12. Okay, I've done that, and now the last thing I really need to do is movement, and maybe just sort of a like T4 glow. When you're making a T4 glow, you can kind of just like stretch this one out and move it across. There we go, and then you can copy and paste and flip it and move it up. So I'm actually going to take these, put it on a new layer, layer number 5, and the first thing I'm going to do is the bottom one will go on 3, which will be blending. The top one will go on 5, which is black. Okay, kind of stretch this out a bit more. I don't know, just find the perfect proportions for this. Okay, there we go. And then I can put this on like group 6 or something. Yeah, that looks really good, especially when it's all bright. Okay, I can also add some of this like sort of large atmospheric glow on T4 as well. Put this on blending, then just turn down the brightness and give it a group 14. So now I can go over here and just press link visible, wherever that is. Here we go, link visible. Number 14, there we go. So now it won't like glitch off the edge of the screen and always stay loaded. Okay, so I've done that. Now the final thing I need to do is moves. So for this one, I don't need to explain anything really. It's kind of self-explanatory. I'm just going to select all of this and you know how moves go. Okay, and with all that, I think the part is done. I'll polish up a few of these bugs, like this one, which is super annoying, and then I can run the showcase. Now, I do have to admit that it wasn't very silent clubby, but Silent Club has very little decoration. Some may even call it a layout, so I didn't have much to work with. Anyway, I hope you liked the level, and thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.